Are you interested in scripts?
Of course you are! Scripts are cool as hell! You better get ready for Sunday, April 7th, as writers and agencies may be splitting ways! Thanks to packages and a parasitic deal for the 1970s, one side's been making more money than the other for decades! That's all set to change thanks to new codes of conduct. Or is it? We'll find out Sunday! Be there! Writers could be representing themselves or something. I don't know. Who cares? You do!
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the packaging news you didn't know about. This week's episode isn't exactly the hottest topic, but dadgum, it is one of the most timeliest, if that's the word. The Writers Guild of America, WGA, and their agents have been having tense meetings as of late in regards to agents taking advantage of their positions as well. Agents. If you've been checking out the trades, and I pray you have, you might have noticed these talks about packaging and agencies and dumping them and yada yada yada. You may have a lot of questions. I'm here to answer most of them. Some of them. A few of them. Just listen to me, shorty. Let's break it down, what's been happening. One problem has been looming between writers and agents for some time. There's a fight over representation via agencies and agents who we'll refer to as the Association of Talent Agencies, aka the ATA. Both the ATA and WGA have set up a deal 43 years ago over packaging, and it's showing its age. Further, there's a bit about agents having the ability to produce. One of the many terms thrown around during this whole situation is packaging. It's kind of confusing. That's why I'm here, to ease the pain by giving you more pain via my word mouth. Packaging can be looked at like this. Agents negotiate fees with studios directly instead of on behalf of the client, which are the writers. I'll let writer Trayvon Free talk more about it.
We believe if you are not incentivized to get your money based on how much money you get your clients, it then changes the nature of how much money your clients earn over their lifetime. Mm-hmm. And we've seen large declines in writer salaries and salaries of different levels of writers since packaging's really exploded in this like modern era of television. Mm-hmm. And so it's starting to affect, it affects directors, it affects actors.
Here's a layman's term of how packaging used to work. A writer created a show, the agency paired the writer with a director and actor from the same agency, aka a package. Because of this newly created package, agents get a fee from the studio in lieu of their measly 10% from their clients, plus a back end from the show. The problem is the cost of the show would take precedence over the agent's client rather than the real focus, said client. Since agents now own a part of the show, that means they're producers, which means that they're their client's boss. And I don't have to tell you that that's not good. I hope I got everything. I probably didn't. One of the biggest questions is why this fight is happening now and not, say, 10, 20, 30, or even 40 years ago. Why is the Guild just now trying to get agents to be agents again? John August recently released a podcast episode that could help answer that.
As a person who was like relatively well informed about the WGA business but was not on the board, I didn't even understand we had a relationship with the agents. I would complain about the agencies, but I didn't know that the WGA actually had a negotiated relationship with the agencies.
Yeah.
When writers would write in with questions and problems and would talk about horror stories, and I would say like, well, why is your agent letting that happen? It never occurred to me that WGA could actually step in and do something about that. The second answer is they started producing. And I think that to me is the biggest why now, because I look 5 years, 10 years down the road, I don't want to be working for my agent.
This is a fight that's been in the cards for decades. Not to mention, our most recent iteration has been bubbling up as recently as this time last year. A big problem with this packaging situation is that not many writers knew exactly how packages affected them, and the WGA knows that. One member felt so guilty that they took to publishing an anonymous letter via deadline in order to get their feelings on the whole situation out there. In it, they noted how board members didn't, quote, educate the membership on the issues, not following through on claims, their lacking of good faith when it comes to negotiation with the ATA, among other shortcomings. In an effort to get everything settled, the WGA has been holding regular but not too regular meetings with members. More recently, a very important vote was held. WGA members were given the option to voice their opinion on whether or not a couple of things happened. 1. Agencies are to return to that 10% commission. And 2. WME and CAA production studios, WIP and Endeavor respectively, become their own entities, free of their ties to the agencies. Why? Why do writers care about packaging? Why does it matter if their agents make a ton of money? Don't writers make a crap bundle of money from working on a show? Yes and no. While it's true writers get a nice check while working on a show, most of the money goes to agents, managers, and taxes before they even get to see a penny. Don't even get me started on how little streaming services pay, mostly because I don't know. But it's not as much as broadcaster cable. A study from United Talent Agency found that writers should be making more money based on these package deals. The evidence comes after a 3-season study, 2,435 TV writing assignments, and a reported $2,439 commission fees saved per episode for the writer. Unless you're Shonda Rhimes or Kenya Barris or any other big-name creator or producer, you're not earning more than you can spend. Speaking of those fine colored folks, a younger generation like them has less of a chance to get noticed. And if you think it's not about race, then it's kinda about race. For all the rah-rah support behind shows like Insecure and Fresh Off the Boat, the ultimate winners in the diversity category turn out to be your Ms. Maisels. Both John August and Larry Wilmore's podcasts deal with this very issue, so check it out. What happens if the solution isn't found? Without an agreement, writers can only work with agencies that agree to the new agreement the WGA set up. The agencies that don't do that, for lack of a better word, can be fired by their clients. Back to the vote that took place this past Sunday, you'll find that writers overwhelmingly support the New Deal, the Code of Conduct they're dubbing it. Come April 7th, agencies that don't agree with the WGA guidelines will be given the boot. One very important thing to note is this is not a situation that will end in a writer's strike. What happened in 2007 and 2008 was due to something else. However, as August points out during his show, this could be a catalyst for something in the next few years. In a world where mega stars, mega producers, and mega agencies rule, we seem to forget about the brains behind everything, the writers. And I'm not saying this because I want to be one, but I do want to be one. Speaking of things I want to be, I want you to be subscribing and checking out one of our other videos. Of course, you can always head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where there's a whole bunch of things that I hope you like. You can follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast. And please, just read my script about the lizard that goes to college.